This is Talk is Sheep, a podcast by the Wild Sheep Society of British Columbia. Come along as we take conversations that matter to you into the high alpine.
Buddy, how's it going?
That was a fun one, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of a change of pace with me kind of driving the bus there. But yeah, Bri, she's an absolute riot. Just such a good time chatting with her every time we get a chance.
Yeah, she does such a great job for our community, sharing that message, wilderness to table and everything that she does there and her messaging. And it's a very cool brand, very cool. She's done a great job of that crossover, getting in front of, the non-hunters too with her messaging, right? And so it's great to see people doing a great job, really in line with the one campfire concept, right? So she was a riot to talk to, and obviously you have a great relationship with her. You've been working with her for a long time now, right? And you've got to know her very well, so pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I found her, was through the one campfire, which we get into a little bit in the episode. But yeah, it was I saw a post and recommended and acknowledged it, sent a message, and bang, took off. And yeah, we're good friends now, and truly appreciative of the time she took out of her day. There's a few hours ahead where she is, so it's getting kind of late there. And as you said, great ambassador for what we do, and she's got big things ahead for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there'll be more of that. She is not done in the hunt world or in the executive chef / cooking professional chef world either, right? So very cool crossover for sure, and just a nice person too, right? Fantastic to listen to. So yeah, absolutely.
Totally was.
Yeah. So, okay, before we get into the episode, on the wild sheep front, a couple things to tick off. The membership drive, we've talked about that. That's alive and well. Great sponsorship there from Kuyu and Stevenson Knives, as well as Yeti. Some great prizes to be won. We just smashed through that 1,100 barrier with the members in the Wild Sheep Society BC, so a continued growth. And, the big difference there is the more membership we have, the more strength we have in numbers. And that's why we put the money we did last year on the ground for wild sheep and just conservation across the landscape in BC, right? So.
Oh yeah, results matter, right? We show where the money goes. We got the best members in the world. We keep saying it over and over, but every day we see it, right? People are always giving back. They're always casting us in a good light. It's just, you can't say enough good things about our membership and how they're getting us to the new heights of the Alpine.
Yeah, well said for sure, Steve. So, you've been very busy with the Act Now campaign. Give me a bit of a wrap up on where that's headed and what that's doing. We're coming kind of towards the end of that campaign, so give us a 30-second rundown on that.
Appreciate everybody's taking the time out of their day to sign the Act Now campaign. Looking to present just before the mid of June. We're going to be presenting down at the legislature. We're inviting government members from both sides to show up. Media, we're asking them to show up. We're going to have a couple of representatives physically present a couple of big boxes of our letters. What are we at for numbers now, Kyle?
North of 11,000. I haven't checked the last couple of days here, but last week we were at 11,000-ish. For Wild Sheep BC. Of course, there's a bunch of letters out at fish and game clubs and local stores and stuff like that. I know in Prince George, KKK Tactical has letters there. Island Outfitters here in Victoria, but there's a bunch of them all across BC where you can sign the letter. So we're going to start collecting those. And then, of course, there's other organizations supporting as well that have some pretty big numbers coming in as well. So got that goal of 25,000. I think we're going to be pretty darn close. I think we're going to be north of 20. So, yeah, great job all around.
Yeah, and this is just phase one. Remember, we've got our foot down, and this is a marathon, not a sprint. It was a sprint to get out of the gates, to get up to speed, and we are going to be keeping this pressure on. So as we roll out after this presentation, stay tuned for what we need you guys to do to engage as well.
Right on, Steve. Yeah, I appreciate all the hard work you've been putting in and all the effort all our volunteers have been doing through our government engagement committee on behalf of getting our voice heard at that government level. It's really important that the government knows how we feel about what we can and can't do out there in the landscape. It's pretty important. So
that's right. We're only as loud as our own voice. Right.
Well said, for sure. So episode 31, Bri Van Scotter, Wilderness to Table. Super awesome episode. Love the work you did with hosting it. Fun chat with Bri. Enjoy.
If you looked up the words conservation superhero in the dictionary, you would see a picture of our friend Omer from Precision Optics. A tireless donor and supporter of all things wild sheep, Precision Optics, located in Quesnel, British Columbia, truly stands alone in the high alpine. From optics to rifles to outdoor gear and a knowledge that cannot be surpassed, toss in that killer smile and you have a total conservation package. Precision Optics, we are truly thankful for the support you show us every step of the way. Find them online at precisionoptics.net or in Aroma Foods, located just off Highway 97 in Quesnel, BC.
How you doing?
Great. How are you, Steve?
I'm good, Bri. Kyle, how are you?
Pretty good. We got Bri on here. This is a pretty big day for me. Get you on the show, and Steve's always taunting me, talking about, oh, Bri this, Bri that, and of course we're following you through Wilderness to Table and everything. So yeah, just to get and sit and chat with you is fantastic, Bri. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's a good time. I know a bit about you. As Kyle said, Wilderness to Table. So for our listeners, who are you? Tell us a bit about you.
I am Bri Van Scotter. I am creator of Wilderness to Table. I'm a professional chef by trade who turned into a hunter to source truly organic protein. That's originally how everything started. And long story short, I started Wilderness to Table, which was a blog site, because I felt when I first got my first deer, I felt like there was a lack of wild game recipes. I guess I know how to make a gorilla backstrap, and I can make a I can make a popper. But I have all this beautiful meat and the bones and everything, and I wanted to highlight like what a chef would do at home, because I'm used to working in like Michelin-starred restaurants, and so I thought I would kind of make it more approachable. And then it just snowballed.
Yeah, and that's exactly what got my attention on Instagram. Was about a year and a half ago. I saw a post recommended, and I'm like, wow, this is a pretty cool connection, and it fit in well with One Campfire. And I remember
You've been stuck with me ever since.
exactly reacting to a post, and I saw you had like 75,000 followers or something, and you responded, and I went, holy crap.
Yeah, I lost them because of politics.
Yeah, yeah, I remember sending you a message, and we got chatting about how you'd been to Prince George and how you missed Tim Hortons, and I happened to be staring at a Tim Hortons and sent you a picture to let you know that I was telling the truth about it.
I know, you sent me multiple of those actually.
Oh, that was a funny day. Like, what are the chances of anywhere in the world that you
the Oreo one the other day was funny.
Oh, the ice cream sandwiches?
Yeah.
The ice cream sandwiches? Yeah. I was at Costco yesterday.
Please tell me you bought them. I thought so. I was like, I think they're at Costco. I think those are Costco.
Yeah, they had like frozen ice cream sandwiches, 16 in a box. And you said, I hope you bought a box. And I said, no, I bought 2. So anyway, how long has Wilderness to Table been a thing for you? Like, just...
everybody thinks that everything just happens in a year or two, but actually this little thing that has been started probably 8 years ago.
Wow.
Almost 8 years. Yeah, maybe September, 8 years.
Wow. And how long did it take you to, I guess, for lack of a better term, get your break?
Um, well, what would you describe as my break? Would it be like the first magazine I wrote for, or like
Yeah,
my
like
show?
what really got you the attention, right? Because you said it started as a blog, as more of a hobby to get awareness out there, and now,
Yeah.
like I said, you got 75,000 followers,
I,
TV show, a couple of books.
started off writing for Ballistic Magazine. I got introduced to an editor of all places at SHOT Show, and I just started writing wild game recipes for them on a
Wow.
column called Wild Kitchen. And then that's like where my producer saw me, because we were doing little videos to correspond online to go with the magazine article. And then it's just been building. And then I've been working my ass off though. Like
Oh,
once I
definitely.
realized it was a thing, I didn't want to do restaurant life anymore.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because it's tough and it's hard when you have a family and life.
Oh, I can
So,
imagine. I can imagine. Just so you're in Georgia. Uh,
hmm
where did you grow up?
I grew up in Riverside, California.
California. So did you
Yeah.
grow up? You grew up in an outdoor family? Like, how did you get into hunting?
No. So, okay, outdoor family, yes. Hunting, no. My mom was like anti-hunter, like, oh my God, hunters are evil, big animal, save the animals, that type of person. So I am definitely the black sheep. um, My dad, though, I always raised outdoors, horseback riding as a kid. My dad was a professional motorcycle racer for Honda for like years. And then
Hmm.
he turned into a professional saltwater bass angler. So I grew up doing anything and everything outdoors with him, fishing, motorcycle riding, the whole thing. So my love probably for food started when fishing with my dad and stuff, because we would go out and fish. But then I had to go do it the hard way as soon as I figured out spearfishing, and I was like, "What do you mean I could be in the water? Why do I want to stay on the boat?" And he's like, "I just don't understand why you can't make it easier."
Wow. Yeah, I've seen some of your posts about spearfishing, and you clearly have an affiliation and a love for it. I imagine
I
COVID
do.
has
I think
really.
I'm secretly a mermaid. I think I was just born that way. I just have been, yeah, I just love it, and used to do lots of lobster diving, spearfishing. I mean, in California, it's really, really beautiful, especially if like you're off
Mhm.
the coast of Catalina and the kelp patties. I mean, it's just amazing. So that
So,
probably like where the hunting bug started,
right.
even though my parents didn't like it. I was like, what is the difference? Like, my dad's like, I catch and release. But you eat fish tacos. So
If you're a terrible shot, you're catching and releasing as well. So
yeah,
how are mom and
exactly.
dad with you hunting now and essentially making a living from it?
They totally accept it. My mom probably doesn't. I don't think she. Well, I know she doesn't usually want to like see all the pictures necessarily, but when she comes into my home, they're all
Right.
there on the walls. So she understands why I do it. I don't so-called trophy hunt. Like
Right.
I'm not gonna go kill anything that I wouldn't eat unless it's like a predator. Like you're doing predator control. Other than that, I really won't kill anything if I can't eat it.
That's pretty awesome. So I remember you and I were chatting was it a few months ago, and there was an article that came out in the Chicago Tribune, I think it was, and
Mm-hmm.
it said your husband
Was
got you into hunting, and I
I
know
married
that's
into it.
married into it. I know
Yeah.
that it's a touchy subject for you, so set the record straight.
Um, Journalism failed, but go figure. I did not marry into hunting. My husband was not a hunter at all whatsoever. He still does not hunt. I think he's been out hunting one time, and that's it. He did not teach me the ropes. I learned it all on my own. And ever since, I've been like a big activist for getting women in the outdoors, because it's very empowering. And I've had so many occasions where I drive a truck, and I took my truck to go get an oil change for the first time, and the guy goes, "Would you like to call your husband to see what kind of oil he wants in his truck?" And I was like, "What?" I'm like, no. And then, when you buy a gun by yourself, I think there's still a stigma of women doing it. Like when you buy shotgun shells, like, are you getting the right ones, ma'am? Is that the ones like your husband wants? And it's really quite interesting to always have to have a male in your life in order to be in a male dominated industry. I don't know. So anyways, the reporter was wrong. I didn't marry into hunting. Got into it all by myself.
Yeah, for our listeners, you can't really. I couldn't have shown you, I suppose, put in some screen captures of the texts I got about that article and how it made you go. So I wanted to give you a chance to kind of air it out to all of our
That, and
listeners.
there was another set of text messages I sent you about somebody called me something, and I was like, Steve, did you think of this when you read my cookbook?
Right. The
Yeah.
was it 420?
Yeah, I got called a pothead because my cookbooks were so creative, and the only way I could have done that was if I was
high and hungry.
And that was probably the worst insult I've ever had. Up there with like my husband, I'm married into hunting. Those were the two worst comments I've ever gotten. I've never even done drugs. So what I was just floored. I'm like, is this Steve? I'm like, is this what people think of me?
No, and of course, I have to poke fun every so often back and forth. Were you high when you wrote that recipe? This one here's giving me the munchies.
Were you high when you posted that, Bri?
Oh, some of the
high on life.
Some of the Insta stories. Well, you might have had a few margaritas.
Wine.
Yeah. Well, what about when you were down in Florida? Those look like margaritas. Yeah,
that was margarita. Oh, yeah, that was margaritas.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of inside jokes going on here that people are going, what the hell are they talking about?
Every once in a while, a good cocktail, but I don't get high off of drugs. But I did not even have any cocktails to write my cookbook. It's more of post-cookbook celebration.
While you're cooking the recipes in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what made you make the jump to be a chef? Growing up in California, that doesn't really seem like something that you tend to think of for there.
I remember the day I wanted to go to culinary school. I was about to graduate high school, and I remember like the freeway on-ramp that we were even on. And I said, Dad, can I go to culinary school? And he's like, no, you need to go to college and you need to get a real degree. So I went to college. I got 2 real degrees. I got 2 bachelors, graduated, went to, I studied in communications, and I got a job in public relations and sat in a cubicle all day. And it was really fascinating because here you are in public relations and you're supposed to be creative and think of new marketing ideas and all this. And they sit you in a cubicle and you're like by yourself. And I'm like, how is this like, and I hated it. Like every day I hated it. And then I got a part-time job at a restaurant as a hostess at night, just for fun. And then a month later, I ended up in the pastry department, and I was just like, this is what I need to be doing. And so then I went and transitioned and went to culinary school, and I quickly figured out why my dad didn't want me to go to culinary school, because he didn't want to pay for it. Because it was not cheap. Still paying for it.
Oh, I can bet. I know when I was in my early 20s, it was the same sort of thing. I was in law enforcement, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I went and I looked at culinary school down in Vancouver, and it was, you want how much money? And that's only 4 months.
4 months.
Oh yeah.
That was 2 years.
Yeah, but it was 4 months. Like they were breaking it up into semesters. So 4 months. One was a pastry, one was saucier, one was you were in the restaurant, and that was 1 year. And then they wanted you to double it. It was just ridiculous. So yeah, pastry chef. I've seen some of your pictures, and
I went to culinary school twice, because that's how I do things. I go balls to the wall. So I graduated first with my degree in culinary arts, because usually a chef will only run kitchens as either an executive chef or an executive pastry chef or whichever. Right. So, and then I really love cake, really, really love cake. And that's probably what my first cookbook I ever bought in high school was all about cake. And that's how it started. So then I was like, I'm going to go back, and went back to culinary school, paid it all again. and did baking and pastries, and I've ran kitchens as both.
I've seen some of your pictures and some of your posts, and I'll message you and go, how well do you think that would ship in the mail? And yeah,
Beautifully. It'll be avant-garde by the time it reaches you.
Absolutely it will. I think it'd be well worth it though. So, growing up in California, you moved to Georgia, you started as a chef, you created a blog, and you started moving along. Natural progression from that is you ended up on TV. How did that happen? Like, you see people that you see YouTube videos and like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. How did that break happen for you?
My producer found me from the magazine that I was writing for Ballistic Magazine. He had contacted my editor because he was the one editing the videos that I would make to correspond with my article. And he contacted my editor and asked if he could reach out to me. And my editor asked me, and I said, sure. And then I think it was 4 months later, we were filming.
Oh, wow. So was the show a joint production, so to speak, where you pitched ideas to them for it? Did they come to you with the idea for the whole series and you're just bring the cool recipes and make things look good type thing? I don't know.
No, so my producer, actually, he was really awesome. He did his research on me and found my website, and he was like, hey, I want to do Wilderness Table. I want to call it Wilderness to Table. I want to exactly what my mission was. He wanted to highlight that. So we really didn't have to discuss anything like different or what we would do different. It's more as, I mean, we had to cut a lot of stuff because we actually were going to, Scripps, who owns like Food Network and everything, they kind of had asked for first rights to it. So everything was edited that way. So if you see it on Amazon right now, it's very edited. There's really no hunting in it because you really don't like that. And then needless to say, the New Yorkers weren't happy with the wild game aspect, which I'm just curious on where they think their food comes from. But so we ended up not going with Food Network, but it's probably a blessing because their contracts are like intense. So then we went to Amazon.
Yes. So speaking of Food Network, you totally brought my attention to that. There was another
when I was on there.
the show you were just on that you went on a complete rant. That you said you gotta watch this
on Instagram.
Yeah,
because they cut for anybody who watches these shows and think that, oh, it's totally reality and it's not planned at all, is baloney.
Yep.
It's not, everything is not as it seems. And they cut a lot out of my interviews, and I was right.
Yeah,
and the guy tried to say that I was wrong, and it was.
Yeah, the judging panel they said that this isn't a traditional, was it Cuban dish?
Caribbean
dish.
Yeah, and I cooked a picadillo, and I had frozen chicken enchiladas as my protein. I scraped the chicken out of those enchiladas to use as my protein. And don't you think that's funny that the wild game chef gets frozen chicken enchiladas?
Oh yeah, I remember
Nothing
that.
happens that's just
you were
random.
You got to watch this, and just seeing you go at that. Yeah, you're wrong, and then no, you are.
And then I backed it up.
You backed it up, and it showed with some great screenshots that no, that judge was in fact wrong. I thought that was awesome. Like,
yeah, and then the funny thing is, it's like, you obviously don't travel. I was like, oh my god, like, why don't you just insult me more?
Oh, that was gold. That was gold. So
yeah.
What's been your favorite part about the move into TV?
Oh, I never expected this. It was never something that I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I want to do. I wanted to be on TV. The best part is like when you really get people who really like enjoy your recipes from like that. Just makes me so happy because food can touch you on a whole other level. Like I can remember what I ate in Paris, on my 5th trip, but I can't tell you what I was wearing. You know what I mean? Like I think through food. And so like all your happiest moments are around food. So when somebody like makes one of my recipes or something from the show or my books and then messages me or posts a picture, like that is like the best thing ever because one, they enjoyed a meal and they loved it that I created and I hopefully helped create happy memories with them. And that is sincerely like the best thing ever.
Oh, I know. Like I'll send you a picture and just
Yeah, you do a lot.
all it'll be is just like a picture of the meat in the wrapper on the recipe, and you get giddy like you are right
I
now.
love it. I
No,
love
it's
it. It's
awesome.
so
It's awesome,
awesome.
and there's been some kick-ass killer recipes come out of there, and I'm so look forward to going through it more. We work our way through probably a recipe once
Good
every
because you know
week
like I
or
get
so.
really Oh, good, because I've worked really hard on those. Like, I'm like, do I want 1 tablespoon of garlic or do I want two? Or do I?
Or for
And
So
it was hard to transition from grams to tablespoons for like a
yes,
regular, yeah.
yeah.
so Bri, I have a request for you. So of course we're the Wild Sheep Society BC, so we need some good sheep recipes.
Okay.
And actually, I've got some wild sheep here, and I'm actually going on a hunting trip this weekend, and so I need a marinade. I need something to do with this meat. So can you send me something that I can do with this meat for, and I'll document it, and I'll take some pictures for you, and I'll give you some feedback. And I got a bunch of buddies coming, so it's going to be a bunch of us. So
I
no
have a
pressure.
ton of marinades in my cookbook.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get Steve send me a picture. If you got something handy, send it to me, and then
Oh
we'll
yeah.
Yeah,
share
we'll
the
send
show
it.
notes too.
Oh, absolutely, we will. Yeah, we can.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
I can help you. I can help you with that. No problem.
perfect. Thank you.
And if you want to make a wicked croissant or something, she's a pastry chef as well,
I can. Oh my God, I love making croissants.
right? Of course you do, right?
I
Just how
do.
it goes.
Yeah, I
So,
do miss having a sheeter though. Like it makes life easier, but
a what?
a sheeter when you run a full scale like Veniswari, which is like laminated doughs, which is a croissant. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
a roll. It rolls the dough, so the croissants get folded, the butter over and over again. Then you flatten it out, and then you
Gotcha.
fold it, and then flatten it
Okay.
out. And yeah,
Okay.
but you have to
Yeah.
do it with a rolling pin at home.
Okay. Yeah. I just go to like those Pillsbury's and pop it out of a can.
And get scared when it opens. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, just ready,
It's like a
ready.
Jack in the Box. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's right. That's right. They work, right? But
God. Yeah.
I'm not a pastry chef by any stretch. My wife is the baker in the family. I'm the cook. So you mentioned a couple of books.
Hmm.
You want to chat about those a little
I
bit?
have
Like,
two.
I know. So the
My
first
little
one I
baby.
got, I was like, oh my god, this is mind blowing. And then, what, 6 weeks later, I'm like, holy crap, there's another one. I need this one
Yep.
too. So yeah, they're unreal, and they specialize in wild game, and it's everything in there. And what I really really like is, as you know, bear's contentious, and you've
Hmm.
got a section in there
For
dedicated
bear.
to bear, and that
Yep.
just for those that are scared of bear for whatever reason, they'd say it doesn't taste good or whatever. There's some amazing recipes in there. So you mentioned that people thought you were high when you wrote these books, but we we know that's not the case. Like, what was your inspiration
That
for
is not the
writing the
case.
what was the inspiration for writing the books, and like how long is the process, and what does that process look like?
Oh God. Um, the inspiration for writing the books, I would have to say, is I think wild game just is underrated by a lot of people. Either one, they're just afraid of the stigma because you hunted it and it was an animal, which people don't. I think society has characterized animals to a
Hmm.
point where, like, you can't hunt a bear. It's too cute. It's like, honey, he's not Winnie the Pooh. Like, pretty sure he's gonna win the battle when it comes to you and him. So I wanted to, and a lot of people think like wild game is gamey, and when treated right, it's not, and it's
Hmm.
beautiful, and it's pure organic protein. And so that's like why I wanted to write a cookbook, was to show wild game in light that really hasn't been seen, but in a creative, almost every day, like recipes you could make every single day with it as well. And then a lot of my recipe inspiration truly comes from like traveling, which is funny because I travel a lot. I believe as a chef, that is the number one thing you can do to learn. Really, anybody in life. I mean, you just learn so much when you're traveling. But I I travel and eat my heart out because I will remember how, how it was cooked and the flavors and how it tasted. And honestly, you'll see in my cookbook, there's like, I have Indian, I have Asian and Mexican. And, my mom is Mexican, my dad is Irish. So I have that heritage. But then my daughter's Korean. So we cook a lot of Korean. And so it's truly like a world. That's how my visions for recipes come up, or it's usually from something I had while traveling. And the cookbook process, oh, um, as a it was more writing, typing. Like, oh my god, my hands hurt. And then it was just there. A tablespoon of this, or will they? How will it transfer? It was a little bit difficult for me to transfer over my kitchen thinking to
Hmm.
a home cook, but thankfully I had like 3 editors to help put my voice into a home cook um, thinking, because a lot of things just come intuitively to me that I had to learn don't come
Hmm.
normal to a home cook. So that was very interesting. I learned a ton. I'm so thankful for every person who was involved. You wouldn't believe how many people are involved in one cookbook, and I have two. And so I'm so thankful for my team. It was without them, it was a journey. It took
Oh,
more than a year to write
oh,
two of them. Yeah.
yeah, I can imagine. Like when I first got it, I'm like, oh my god, flipping through, like, where do I start? Where do I start? And one of the first ones I think I texted you was meatloaf. My kid is, she's 8 and she loves wild game, but meatloaf has never been something that's we've knocked out of the park here. And it was just incredible how she loved it, and that's a most requested. Oh, can you do Breeze meatloaf? Can you do Breeze meatloaf?
Oh,
Oh, it's so
meatloaf
good.
is it can be a tricky thing because like if you have really bad meatloaf in the beginning, like why would you like it? But then like when you have it really well done, it's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And what I
Yeah,
really liked is the next day cold, you cut it into slices and you
you
fry
put
it
in
up for a
sandwiches.
sandwich.
Yeah.
See? it's
Hope you
it's
have
just
Dukes on there.
oh, of course. I Speaking of Dukes, I need to get a top up from you.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
We're running out.
I gotcha.
So of all these things you've cooked over your life, wild game, domestic, vegan, pescatarian, pastries, cakes, what's your absolute favorite to cook and why? No pressure.
If I'm in the kitchen and like if time is not of the essence and I can just kind of do my thing, which I love to do is rock out to music and cook in the kitchen. I'm probably rolling handmade pasta and making like a ragu or something, like a slow simmered sauce while I'm making pasta. To me, making handmade pasta is just like my form of zen and like yoga. But then when you eat homemade pasta versus dried pasta,
Yeah.
like it's just a world of difference, and it's so amazing. It's probably my favorite thing. I mean, I was ruined ever since like I've been all throughout Italy and just got ruined. So
Yeah, there is something about fresh rolled pasta. I've
oh,
got a little
so
pasta
good.
maker here, but I can never quite get that well on the counter with the flour and the egg, and I can't
Uh
quite
huh.
get that. So I've got the pasta roller there that sits covered in dust. I don't use it.
Oh, you
So
just got to
yeah,
learn when to stop adding the flour into it. That's all,
yeah, it's too
because
much
you can
like
make it very tough.
yeah, it's too much like baking for me. I'll eat the hell out of it, but like I said, the wife is the baker, so
Uh huh.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
So traveling, let's chat about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, how much traveling have you done to hunt?
A lot.
Well done.
I've been up to Canada a lot. Yeah, I've traveled out of the country a lot to hunt actually.
What's been your favorite hunt and where?
Ever?
Yeah, I know it's a tough one for a lot of people.
Well, hunting with Remy is probably my most favorite, just because it's my dog. Like I worked with her training. I remember the first pheasant that we got when she was like 6 months old. I think she got her first pheasant. So she flushed it. She pointed it, flushed it. I shot it. She came back and she retrieved it. And I was so proud of her because we worked so hard. And then I took it to the taxidermist, and he's like, "Are you sure you want this one done?" Because his tail is a little mangled, and he's not the prettiest one. But I was like, "Yes, this is the one. Like, this is our first one." So like that's always fun, even though I won't let anybody hunt over my dog ever except for me, because I just don't trust them. And if something happened to my dog, wouldn't be happy for them. It wouldn't be end well for them. Um, so that is probably my favorite thing. But that's local. That's what we do here. My favorite. My bear in BC was pretty freaking awesome. But you're gonna top that one, so
No pressure, hey. Yeah.
hey.
If this COVID crap ever goes
I
away,
know,
yeah,
right?
yeah, we got to get you up here for a
Trudeau
bear.
kind of has to get that together. Let me in.
Hey, like I said, that door is always open for you to come up here and bear hunt with me. That's gonna be one
Yeah.
hell of a good time.
I will
Where
bring Dukes and Oreos. It's good.
I'm sold. I'm in. Right? We know that's how we roll, right?
Yep.
Hot sauce, and Dukes, and
We'll
all the
just
good
survive
stuff.
off of meatloaf sandwiches and Oreos for the whole hunt. It'll be fine.
And how many times do you figure we're going to be rolling down the road, screaming, "Hold on!" like Wilson Phillips at the top of our lungs, and like,
Oh, you're in for it because that's just
oh
me.
yeah, oh yeah, and bear camp. Whenever we're cooking meatloaf, there's going to be just random "Ma, the meatloaf!" scream for no reason
Oh my God.
whatever.
If that scene doesn't come to your head when you say meatloaf automatically,
Exactly.
then we cannot be friends because
That's why I had to
hello.
get. That's why I had to get it out. I'm like, I know we were both thinking it.
Uh-huh.
So you've hunted bear, you've
Kyle's
hunted
like, "Oh
pheasants.
my God, I can't take this. What are they talking about?"
You've hunted bear, you've hunted pheasants. I've seen pictures of you with Gemsbach.
Hmm.
You've crossed off some pretty kick-ass hunts.
Yeah.
What have you not hunted that is on your bucket list? And where?
I would like to well, I got a red stag on season 2, but I would like to get a red stag in Scotland. Just because I think that's on my list. I'd like to go bird hunting in Argentina because
Yeah,
that's supposed to be phenomenal.
dove. Yeah.
And what else?
Cost is no option.
Oh, well, if cost is no option, so it'd
Yeah.
be like my red stag in Scotland, and I really would love to get a buff in South Africa, a Cape Buffalo.
Of course.
Yeah.
As you know, I was supposed to be in South Africa this past September on that
Mhm.
safari, but well, COVID closed.
Were you
those
supposed to? Were
roads.
you getting a buffalo?
That was on the list. Yeah, yeah. I had a buff on the list, and I had Gemsbach and Bleesbach and a couple other things like that.
I got it. Yeah, I got a. I would like to go for a zebra. It's kind of controversial, but they taste really good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's actually really good meat, so I would have no problem.
That's,
But in Africa, I did manage to when I went to Namibia, and so I got a springbuck, an oryx. Um, I can't remember. But the cool thing was I donated all the meat to an orphanage, which was
that's
really
awesome.
touchy to my heart because my daughter's adopted. So obviously
Right.
that was huge for me. So I cannot wait for her to want to go do that and
Mhm.
hopefully hunt and then give back to an orphanage, just because I think that would just be such an amazing learning experience for her.
Oh, I bet. What's she like with game meat?
Loves it.
Loves it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
she's like totally desensitized of like anything because I was from season 2. I brought in like coolers and coolers of food or like animals, and she's just like, "Okay, no problem." And I'm like breaking them down to go in the freezer, and she's like, "No problem." Oh, she loves venison, absolutely loves
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Same as my daughter. She's grown up on it, obviously, and she's going to be 9 this September. And we were out at a friend's place last night, and I brought my pellet gun, and she's like, "Oh, I want to shoot it. I want to shoot it." So we're plinking cans, and God, would have been her 4th birthday.
Hmm.
I said, "Well, what do you want to do for your birthday?" Mom was at work, and it was just her and I said, "We can do anything." So she goes, "I want to go hunting, I want to go trapping, I want to go fishing, and I want to go shooting, and then I want to have bear for supper." So yeah, she's grown up around it, and she's very well versed, and she knows
That's
where her food
awesome.
comes from, and that's so important in this day and age, right?
It
Because
is
too many people think that their food comes from
a box
a box or a plastic wrap,
wrapped
right?
up.
Exactly, and they have no real connection of the life cycle, right? And as I always say, in order for us to live, something has to die, and that's that connection that we try and bridge as hunters. And
Or what food should actually taste like. And then
exactly,
for one, how hard food actually is to get.
exactly,
So when you have to do it all by yourself and it's not farm raised, you know?
exactly. I totally get that. And I saw your daughter the other day eating hot sauce. What's the scale of that hot sauce? I just totally random off the script here. You said that she's eating something that was like taco, and you're like, oh my
Oh,
god.
she was eating birria tacos that I did a recipe for Hook and Barrel and I was cooking. And so I probably used like 6 chilies and 2 chipotles in there. I
And
mean, it was spicy.
she was
She was
powering it
chowing
back.
down, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I mean, homegirl has a freaking awesome palate, but I've ruined her because boyfriend, she can out eat me in sushi any day of the week, and she can rack up a pretty hefty bill.
I can imagine it's hard to not power down the sushi, right?
Uh-huh.
So 75,000 followers, blog, couple of TV shows, couple of books. Do you consider yourself an influencer?
God, that's a hard question. I'm probably one of the most humblest people you'll meet.
Oh,
I
totally
don't
agree.
necessarily think that I'm an influencer as opposed to like, oh my God, buy my teeth brightener. I will not back a product unless I truly love it. Um, and if I'm influencing others to even eat right, to look at their ingredients more, to think of hunting in a different light, to go out and hunting, then yeah, I
Mhm.
would love to be considered an influencer because that's the type of influence I would like to have. I don't want to have the what do I get emailed? Oh my God, I get they want to know like I think I'll post like a hunting photo and I'll have like my rifle. And the women will message me like, "What mascara are you wearing?" I'm like, "I am holding a Kimber 308 and I just took down this big animal and you want to know what mascara I'm wearing?"
Wow. Hey,
Oh.
so that's funny. So I do imagine as well, we'll call you a public figure. That works.
Okay.
I
Whichever.
yeah.
As
I
long as it's an
imagine.
influencer that is actually like I would like to do good in this world and not just be so materialistic that it's just
Yeah. That you.
selling stuff that
That's
people
right.
don't need.
Yeah. You're backing a product that you truly believe in. So
Yeah.
being a public figure, then you gotta have some funny stories about fans, and I know you do.
Oh,
I know you
yeah.
do because I got a video.
Oh my, yeah, that guy. Oh, people have found my cell phone and now they're finding my address and
Yep.
sending me pictures of myself. And then asking with a self-addressed envelope,
Self-addressed son,
asking me to sign my photos of myself
and then
that I
send
did
them
not
back.
print
Yeah.
out and then
Oh
send
yeah.
it back. Is really strange. I had to like put my cell phone under a different name because people would find it out. Lord knows I don't even know how they found my home address, but they did, which is a little scary. And then I was at the airport in Florida and some guy knew who I was. That's weird to me. It's weird. It was at the baggage claim, and it is really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's really I don't know. It's weird.
That video you sent, you're like, you gotta see this. It's narrated. Here's my address. I have no idea who this guy is.
I know. I have no idea. I
Here's a
really don't.
letter, self-addressed stamped envelope, and I'm like, okay, pictures. Oh, okay, they're of her. I totally thought it was going another
No, I would
direction when
never
you
have
said,
showed you those photos. Oh God, do I get
oh
those
boy,
photos? That's disgusting. Those
oh
photos.
boy.
So for all the
We
men out there, please don't send me those. This is horrible.
where do you even where do you even go from there? Like, wow, you got to have some good
Yeah.
stories though, right? Some good connections that you've made over the years.
I do. I've met a lot of good people. I've met
That's
a
good.
lot of people I don't want to be associated with. Um, but I think now I'm a little bit pickier and now I know. I think once you enter a new industry, coming from the culinary world into the hunting world, it was all new to me. Like,
Hmm.
and when you meet people, you're like, okay, you're not quite as you seem, buddy.
Yeah, I did some personal security and some bodyguarding years ago, for celebrities, and the things I've always said is they either are way taller, way shorter, way nicer, or way more of an asshole than you ever
Yeah,
figured that you'd
I'm
see
way
one.
shorter.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody goes, "Oh my God, you're so little."
Yeah, me too. I get that all the time.
I was like, "Did you think I was gonna be like 300 pounds? Like, I don't, I don't know what you expected, but."
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, there's some celebrities out there that I dealt with that are just, you're like, are you kidding me? One of them, uh, he played a boxer that rhymes with Rocky. Um,
Okay.
yeah, he's about 5'3". He's just a little dude. He's got a rider that I've
Hey,
seen.
he's only 1 inch taller than me. Okay.
Same height as my wife. So he's got a rider that says he has to be one of the tallest people in the scene. So he's got a box
Oh,
that he has to stand on. So it's all forced perspective. And I remember hearing on the radio one time, he went up one side and down the other side of a production assistant, a PA. Just, it was nuts. He told the kid to go get him chicken. So what would you come back with? KFC, Popeyes, Churches.
yeah.
Kid comes back with a bucket of KFC, and he lost his mind.
Did he want a
Lost.
real chicken?
He wanted fresh chicken. Lost his mind. This
Like
kid
a real chicken or like?
he wanted grilled chicken.
Oh,
Oh
well, you
yeah,
have to be specific then. But
yeah,
I would have been
exactly.
happy with the KFC.
You would have been happy with a box of Oreos, right?
Yeah, I would have.
Gluten free.
Would have.
Gluten free
Gluten free. I
Oreos.
know. I have to be gluten free now. It sucks, but
Oh well, hey. So okay, totally went off on a tangent there, but
yeah. Anyway,
that's
back
what
on track.
that's what you and I do.
Yep.
So w- we know hunting and fishing and shooting and all the outdoor lifestyles under attack in North America and the
Mhm.
world. What do you see for the future of hunting? In let's stick with where you are in the States, and like what challenges or barriers do you see that we're going to be facing?
Well, this new administration specifically is challenging it by taking away our gun rights. So I mean, you take away our gun rights and we can't go hunting. So
Hmm.
I mean, that is a whole issue. When you say what is the constitutional, what did he say? Okay, I won't get into it. Anyways, the Constitution is not like set in stone. Basically, I can't remember his exact words. And so when you hear that, that's no bueno for anybody. But I think I think, what is it? The U.S. is the largest armed, has the peop, the amount of people who own guns and ammunition in the U.S. would be like the largest army in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, I think gun control is the biggest thing that's going to that hurt the hunting industry. Um, and the second I would say would be characterizing animals, like making them, the mainstream media has a way of, for example, elephants. Love elephants, they're beautiful.
Hmm.
But they also have to be controlled in parts of Africa. Like you can't, like they're ruining villages and people's lives. And if you don't keep, I'm not saying you should go out and kill every single elephant, but I think just because us in the US think elephants are these beautiful animals and we need to leave them alone, that doesn't mean it's really working well for them. Like, look, you gotta stay out of it. Let them handle the elephant population, But it's just because we've put this characterization of they're so cute and friendly.
Hmm.
Why do you want to hunt it? And then now with like impossible meat things, I don't know, which is, I think is a whole funny. So like this, we're making these impossible meat burgers based out of plants, and then you look at the ingredients, and there's like chemicals and fillers and
Hmm.
binders, and and a couple plants thrown in there. So you mean to tell me that you want me to eat this patty that's made with 50 different chemicals and 3 plants and over my organic meat?
Hmm.
It just doesn't. It doesn't. Our food society is saying, "Oh my God, no, you can't eat animals. We can't eat animals. They're so cute." But we were meant to eat animals. And
Yeah.
then, but I mean, then our food system is totally out of whack. If you we're getting into that rabbit hole. Whereas we're like, they're like, "Oh my God, you can't raise beef because climate change." it's not cow farts that are causing climate change, because anybody who says, oh, it's climate change, well, how did the ice age happen? Because I'm pretty sure that was climate change.
Oh yeah, it's a natural cycle we go through.
Yeah, but so it's not the cow farts, but we have to start doing it right. We're taking away like innocent farmers who were actually doing it right for big corporations, which is, I just keep going down this rabbit hole, and then they don't want big corporations, but then they want big corporations because they want their food, they want their McDonald's, which is bizarre to me. So like if we just get back to raising farmed animals right, instead of in cages and in conditions that no animal should live. And that's a big reason why I turned to hunting, is because I want to eat meat that I know that I took an animal myself and it wasn't living in its own poop. It roamed free. It didn't have abusive human so I would much rather eat that meat than deal with a lot of that. I don't eat a lot of meat from the store. So
yeah, it's the same as us. You hear it. I don't remember who said it, but it was beautifully said, where they said, food doesn't have ingredients, it is an ingredient, right?
Yeah.
Right. You don't need 15 different things that are all things you can't pronounce, and they've got like dye number 3. Like food doesn't have numbers and crap like that. So
and then people don't even know what it's doing in their bodies. Like
exactly.
they just like eat like, oh my God, I don't understand why I'm diabetic and I'm doing this. Well, one, your goldfish, which like the coloring, your kid has ADD, and like but you're feeding him nothing but boxed crap, and I mean it's just, I'll keep my mouth shut out of politics, but you think big pharma is really complaining that, people are putting out food items that are making them sick, and you don't think they're
cyclical?
It's a cycle.
It really
People
is.
need to open their eyes then.
Exactly right. That's why I wanted you on here, because I know you get spicy.
I do. I get really fired, especially when it comes about food. Like I almost wanted to be a lawyer just because I would love to fight our food system, and I've actually really looked into it like years and years ago, before I went to culinary school and stuff. But it's when you look up who you're against, you're up against companies like Monsanto, so you will never have enough money to overdo that. But we as consumers, if I can influence people to buy things from farmers who are doing it right, whether you're raising cat. Oh, what did I get dinged for? Oh, the tilapia the other day.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah. So if I can get consumers to change by their dollars, then that has a big effect on companies like Monsanto to change, because when they start losing money, then they change.
Exactly right. So you are an influencer, because you just said you wanted to influence people.
I do. I know. Well, at least I'm not influencing them to buy Louis Vuittons.
You're influencing for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My God, you should wear these shoes. They're amazing. Buy them or whatever. Yeah.
Hashtag influencer life, right?
Yeah. To me.
So we're coming up on an hour, and I don't want to take too much more of your time.
No, that's fine.
So how can people find your books? What are they called? Where do they get them?
My first published book is the Complete Wild Game Cookbook. It is that in itself. It is almost every wild game possible, except for cougar. I fought for that one, but my editor didn't want that one. And that is on Amazon, even in Canada and the US. And it should be wherever books are sold in Canada as well. And then the second one is the Easy Venison Cookbook, which is just as the title says, it's 30 minutes or less, 6 ingredients or less. I make it really easy. I figured out how to I mastered the Instant Pot for that cookbook. So you can even do a lot of the recipes in an Instant Pot if that's your jam. So it's just a way to show how you can intertwine venison in your everyday meals. It's not a special occasion. You don't have to wait hours and that is also on Amazon in the US and Canada, and should be wherever books are sold in Canada as well.
What about your show? Because I know the answer on that one.
Season 2 is we're you have to stay tuned, I have to say, for our which network we're going to land on. So hopefully we have that soon. Probably within a couple weeks, I would imagine we will have our network nailed down. Um, and season 2 is freaking awesome because you actually see me hunt, you see me butcher,
Mhm.
and then you see me cook, and I cook right there in hunt camp. You see me get scared off my butt when I get my first alligator.
The gator.
I
Yeah.
wrestle a hog, and he like throws me off, and you see true fear in my face, and I show it all. I am not. I do not act like the professional, but I am the professional in the kitchen. And yeah, the alligator one was freaking amazing. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I've seen some behind the scenes pictures and video. Holy crap, that is a gator.
Yeah. But
Big.
the most interesting thing out of the whole season 2 was filming the alligator episode. It was awesome because that was my first cooking that. The jowls, which is like the cheek of the alligator,
Oh,
and they're as
yeah.
big as like turkey breasts, and so they're huge. So
Wow.
but did you know that like alligators will twitch for days after they're dead, and so they can still
Oh,
bite actually. So I we took out the jowls, and I'm cooking
yeah.
it, and I go to slice it on camera. So if you stay tuned for the bloopers at the end, you'll see it. Um, and it was so hard for me to contain myself because I'm cutting into this alligator meat to like cut it into pieces, and it's twitching and moving, and you can
Oh,
see it. And so I just remember like I have like 4 cameras on me in the food scenes at one time, right? And so I have one camera overhead, and I it started twitching, and so you could see it in the back, like back of my hand was moving, and my cameraman goes behind the camera or from the camera and looks at me, and his eyes got all big. I'm like, "Did you see that?" He's like, "What?" It was like the meat was moving. It was
oh,
the most bizarre thing. I've never had my food fight back. It's freaking insane, but I powered through it. But
wow,
it's worth watching the show just for that part.
wow. That's a beautiful way to end this. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, Brie. I totally, really, really, completely appreciate your time that you took out of your day to do this for us. I know you're 3 hours ahead, so what's that? 8 o'clock there. You
Yep,
got to get
eight
your kid
o'clock.
to bed, no doubt.
Yep, last week of school for us
Ah,
here, for
wow.
her, not for
So,
me.
all right, we will put your Instagram, all your handles, all your fun stuff in the show notes. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry,
from
Kyle. We overpowered you.
It's been great just listening. Yeah, and it's good to get to know you better because Steve's always sending me stuff and talking about what you're doing, and obviously I follow you too. But no, it's really fun to hear from you, Bree. Really enjoyed you coming on the show and really appreciate it and everything you do. It's just such a great. You do a great job of portraying the hunting community and then bringing that to the table. It's fantastic to see it. So thank you for everything that you do there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
all right, Wilderness to Table, check it out. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.